Ah, DINKY-DOO, my heart is. How are we? It's just me, Scottie McCLUE. A very, very good evening to you and a very, very warm welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Thought I'd just do a quick pop up. We're at the 3rd of January and it's just gone 9:15. So there we have it. It's 8:47 in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Welcome, 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 I say. Glad that you can come and join me. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McCLUE is live just for you on the big one, I say to you. DINKY-DOO, welcome. Now then, whoever we got here, Raw Mems just joined. Hello, Scottie, nice to see you. Francis, it's always nice to see you and welcome. Lovely idea just to pop up on a Tuesday evening. We've got Gary there. Fantastic stuff. Kareem. Hello, Scottie. DINKY-DOO. Hello, Kareem. How are you keeping? Are you keeping well? I ask you. Good evening, Scottie, from a chilly Glasgow. Alison, I believe Glasgow was very, very, very cold last night. It's cold again tonight. And I believe it's been very, very wet today. Am I right? Or am I right? I ask you. DINKY-DOO, Scottie. Peter. DINKY-DOO, and welcome. Hello, says Liam. Hello, Liam. How are we doing tonight? Are we DINKY-DOO? I say to you. There we are. DINKY-DOO. Chris, lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome, I say, on the YouTube as well as the TikTok. How about that? How amazing is that? Hello. Hello, I say to you. There's Mikey joining us. HM has sent me a squirrel. I adore squirrels. Thank you, HM. I think they're rather gorgeous. Once helped me out. A squirrel helped me out when I was very, very down. I was sitting in Dawes Home Park in Glasgow, and I just felt something very light on my arm, and here was a squirrel sitting there. And I put my hand out to pat him, and he said, "No, no, 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 you don't pet me." So that was that. Are you Scottish? Yes, I am. Nothing gets past you, Liam. The handsome Scot rides again. Faze, you're very, very kind to me, I say. Scottie McCLUE, how art thou? Scottie McCLUE, the voice of the nation. Eddie boy, are you DINKY-DOO? Are you down in Newmarket? Paul is here. I'm chilled out, brother. We are cool. How fantastic is that? Everybody's always chilled out when Scottie McCLUE's on. I can tell you. So there we are. Fantastic. Now, I want to know if you've had a good new year. I want to hear all your chat. We might even open up the phone lines. I'm Scottish as well, says Liam. Are the phone lines on, Scottie? They're not on yet, still game. Would you like them on? I ask you. Let's give it a few minutes chit-chat just so that we can get all the wonderful chit-chat in, because there's always so many interesting people with their chat on here. David Ferguson says, good evening, David. Lovely to have you with us live on the YouTube. Scottie McCLUE's The World's Best Kept Secret. Scottie McCLUE's YouTube channel. Yes, that'd be great, thanks. People, let's get sharing Scottie Bahoy. Thank you, Eddie Bahoy. The Bahoys did quite well, didn't they? Somebody asked me for a prediction yesterday morning live on the broadcast, and I said to them, well, sorry to tell you, but I thought it might be 2-1 to Rangers. There we are. Dry January going well. Sammy, have you got a dry January in Belfast? Well, you should come over to your neighbours in Scotland. How's the weather in bonny Scotland? It's rain all the way in Wales. Rain here, Faze. I tell you, we're never short of rain. But then we wouldn't have all the beautiful water, although I do feel sorry. There's a lot of flooding going on, and we didn't get it on the news. I'm always appalled sometimes at what the mainstream media doesn't cover. And I believe Dumfries is having a tough time with the water. The Nith is well up. Willow the dog says, I'm in Greenock. What part were you from, Scottie? Oh, Willow the dog. So there you are. I was born in Brisbane Street. How about that? That'll keep me out of mischief. Fantastic. Lovely to have you all with us. And a big DINKY-DOO now. We haven't had many followers tonight. Tot, tot, tot-a-tee, tot, 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 tot. Drinking whiskey again. Scottie, who's saying this? I'm going to ban whoever's saying this. B. No, we don't drink whiskey. There we are. We did a long time ago. OMG, it's Scottie McCLUE. Not heard of you for your midnight shows years ago. The legend that is Scottie. John Robertson, welcome back. Welcome home, I say. This is wonderful. Floods here, the council haven't done their job, or any job. Where's that face? Is that in Wales? Yes, indeed. I believe the flooding is the cause of not clearing everything, not getting all the trees cleared and what have you. Everybody mono-blocking their driveway. Lee Bandoni has joined us. Lee, what are you doing? He's sending me 2023s, and he's sending them in huge, huge numbers. Lee, you're an amazing man. I just don't know how to thank you. Thank you very much. So there we go. Send me all that stuff and we'll send it round. That's what I say. There we have it. Thanks for following DINKY-DOO, Scottie. What's your thoughts on the green zones starting in June? Well, Dawson Creek, I'm very, very wary of too much greenness. I think we're being green behind the ears because it won't make any difference. You know, if you think about it, if you don't have, it might make it more pleasant or less traffic, but it won't make any difference to the planet because the planet's doing what it does. And you can't stop that. It's very arrogant of mankind to think that they can change the planet. The planet will change them. So I don't think much of the green zones. It just means we'll not go into town. That's what I would say, Dawson Creek. You know, action equals reaction. Lee, what are you doing, you lovely, lovely man? You've sent fortunes to Scottie McClue via the TikTok gifts. And he's still doing it, guys. Lee's sending 2023, and he's sent me 2035 of them already. Scottie, I meant, absolutely. Lee, you're in the #1 badge gifter. Is that not beautiful? Fantastic. So lovely to have you guys. If you're watching on the old YouTube, get subscribing. It's free. You don't pay a bean ever, right? It's completely free. Subscribe and share that because it's a huge secret. I think only about 3,400 have heard of it. So there you have it. Wow, Lee, what are you doing? He's way up over the 300s, guys. Hello, I'm the Reverend I Am Jolly. Oh, we miss Ricky at New Year. Partly the highlight of Hogmanay was Scottie McClue's Hogmanay Bash. I love that. DINKY-DOO, I say to you. So there we have it. Now, take care, my friend. Your smile is contagious. Faze, you say the loveliest things. Your joy is contagious. Bring back Scott FM, says Savage. Guys, do you know what Lee Bandoni sent? 400 2023s. 400. Oh, I'll be able to retire at this rate. And whereabouts in Scotland are you from, Liam? From the West Coast, Liam. Yes, indeed. Lee sends Scottie a fish supper. So there you are. Please do a Princess Diana impression, says George. Oh, hi. There we are. Thank you. Lee Bandoni, you're awesome, says Faze. There we are. Fantastic. Guys, can everybody send at Lee Bandoni a message of thanks from Scottie McClue? I can't do it while I'm actually broadcasting, while we're actually streaming. Has everybody followed me? Send Scottie 400 quid in the GOFUNDME. Absolutely spot on, Scottie. We're an arrogant, immature species and don't have a clue with the environment. Well, Donny, the world's 450 billion years old since God made it, right? 450 billion years. So are you telling me that a few Labrador farts is going to make it greener? Steady on, I say. Let's all sober up. Good evening, says the wonderful David. Dinky-Doo, David. Lovely to have you with us on the YouTube. Happy New Year, Scotty. Yes, folks, I have set up a new funder. Yes, on our site, GOFUNDME, but you'll see it there. I think there's actually a video on the TIKTOK. There we have it. Dinky-Doo, I say, love from Wigtown or Wigton. No, Wigtown. Diker, would you say Wigtown or Wigton? Because there's Wigton in Cumbria. How are you, Scotty? All right, Scotty from West Lothian. Well done, Lee, for supporting Scotty. Thank you, Dawson Creek. And thank you to every single one of you that supported me. So there we are. We got 40 huge smackaroonies the other night into the GOFUND. I thank you. Hi, Scotty from Saltcoats. Kenny, lovely to have you with us. Free Saltcoats. Oh, who sent me a hat and a moustache? D's number 2 gifter for sending a hat and a moustache. Wigton Scotty. Diker, excellent. The same as Cretan. Fantastic. It's either Cretan or Wigton. I'm not sure. We love it. This is great, guys. So good to see you. I have had a lot of beautiful feedback about the Hogmanay show. And it's still up on the YouTube channel if you want to watch it at some point, and I highly recommend it. And what else I was going to say to all the YouTubers about Scottie McClue, put me on the hour-long shows and then just wander off. You don't need to watch me. Have me on as if it was the radio. And I think you'll really start to like that. Because I get a lot of people saying, oh, Scotty, I went onto your YouTube channel, but it was an hour long and I didn't have an assay. And you never thought just to watch 30 seconds. This is what amazes me. Scotty, did you watch the Hogmanay show on BBC One? Eddie Boy, I couldn't. I was live on here. Scottie McClue's Hogmanay Bash. There we are. And we had, guys, just to let you know, thousands have watched it on the TikTok. Thousands. So there you have it. Oh, ho. So there you are, Eddie. Yes. So, Eddie, if you get on to the Scottie McClue YouTube channel, yep, check it out. See the Scottie McClue Hogmanay Bash. So there I've got my Glenn Gary on, and it's 2 hours of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all nations. So there we have it. But we need to really develop this show. You know, I think that's important. Hello, how are we, says Corey. Corey, we are amazing. Thank you for coming and joining us tonight. It's just so good to have everybody with us. Absolutely incredible. And thank you for all your kindness. And a massive thank you to the Lee Bandone. So there we are. What have we got here? Elgor Arts. How very strange. I have heard of him. There we are, but I don't think I'll be sending any cards. We're not sort of on that kind of terms. You know, although I do believe he pinched quite a lot of Scotty's sayings. Hello from God's Ulster, the 6 counties. We are the people. Now, Ulster, a newsflash, Greggs, Ulster is 9 counties, and it contains 6 counties that were annexed 100 years ago. 101 years this year. So there we have it. So Ulster has got 3 counties that are not annexed. Isn't that interesting? So Ulster is still part of Ireland. Hi, Scotty Dinky-Doo. Hi, just on Dinky-Doo, Scotty Jerry, #1 driver. Hello, #1 van driver. Jerry, how lovely to have you with us. And a massive Dinky-Doo. Enjoyed the Hogmanay Bash. Jerry, we loved having you. Yes, indeed. And your lovely family and your lovely wife and your lovely wee dog, Coco. Fantastic. We send love to Coco. There were a hashtag for your page. Thank you, Emery. That's the way it should be, I say to you. The Hogmanay Bash, guys, has had the thumbs up from everybody. Very, 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 very popular. We love that, I say. I know it has, but we hold what we have, Scotty. Oh, absolutely, Greg's. Hang on to it at the moment, because I'll tell you something. If I was Westminster, I would say to Stormont, either you get yourselves in there, or we'll run you from Ulster, from Dublin. We'll run Ulster from Dublin. That sort of idea. Yes, watching you now, Coco. Grrr, Coco. 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 There, he'll be wanting a wee chewy. There we are, a wee biscuit. What's the number, Scotty? Dylan, I'll give you the number. It's 01416289795. And I think we'll open the lines. Scotty, the Hogmanay Bash is only found. It was only under 2 minutes long. No, Eddie, the whole thing should be there. I think you'll find that's a trailer for the Hogmanay Bash. For the whole thing. Guys, can everybody check Scottie McClue's YouTube channel and see if the full Hogmanay Bash is there? 2 hours, right? The channel is Scottie McClue, Voice of the World Radio Talk Show. So there we are. Guys, I need loads and loads of followers. 2 hours young, yes it is, says Jerry. Is it still there, Jerry? Excellent, there we are. Jerry's checked it out for us, guys. And Eddie, it's 2 hours long. Jerry's in Clydebank. Eddie is in Newmarket in Cambridgeshire. Is that right? Yes, it's there. Jerry says it's there, folks. Thank you for checking that out. Dinky-Doo. Matthew's just followed us. It has. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Now, oh my goodness me. Thank you for following, guys. We need a lot more followers, though. How about another 100 of you? Right, 100 people following Scottie McClue. It was a great 2 hours, Scotty. Thank you for doing it. Not at all, Kareem. I feel anxious for the people. Scotland used to have superb, and I mean superb, Hogmanay shows, both on the BBC and on Scottish television. They were absolutely outstanding. And the next day, Grampian television in the north of Scotland, because I've been in these Hogmanay shows, and the next day, Scottish television and Grampian television would swap Hogmanay shows at lunchtime. And you had great performers on them. You know, you had Jack Milroy, Ricky Fulton, Chick Murray. In the early days, you had Robert Wilson. You had Andy Stewart. I worked with Andy. You had Bill McClue. You had John Grieve. You had Duncan McCrae with his wee cock sparrow. Now, a lot of these people have passed on. They're dead. You had the Alexander brothers. You know, you had fantastic entertainment. Now, a lot of these people passed on, and I feel they haven't been properly replaced. And it causes complaints to the television stations every year that they haven't got Hogmanay properly sorted. You know, and that's what people are wanting, because Hogmanay, old years nicht, that's the time when Scotland goes to the world, because Hogmanay is traditionally a Scottish festival. And it should be right across America. If I was running the television channels, I would put on a belter of a Hogmanay show, and I would, sell it to America, to Canada, to Australia, to New Zealand, to South Africa, to Europe, to anybody that wants a proper Scottish Hogmanay. There you are. Do you think Caithness and Orkney should return to Norwegian rule? Ian Charles Scott in New York, when did they last come under Norwegian rule? I think people should do what suits them and should make representation. Woo! Just see what I just did there. Make representation to central government and say, this is what we'd like to do. Like Scotland should say, never mind nationalists and people going on and being horrible to first ministers. And let's actually have a look and listen to what the people want and forget all this trying to make the whole world the same. You know, are you dancing? Are you asking? I'm asking. I'm dancing. Ricky, sketch from the old days. Absolutely, Kareem. 800 years ago, they were part of Norway. Oh, for goodness sake, Ian. 800 years ago, I was almost part of Norway. I was a Norwegian up till about 800. And then I became a Scot. Well, my family did. You know? There's David. Hi, Scotty. David, I didn't know you were on till I looked at my phone. David, you need to check your phone. You need to get your notifications. Well, you must have them if the phone let you know that we were live. I'd say to you, evening, Scotty, my bro. Scaramanga, how lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo, I say. Right, shall we open the lines, guys? Have you all followed me? I need another 95 followers. So everybody watching, get following Scotty McClue. Ha-ha, says Ian. There you are. Good, Scotty. Yes, I was a Norwegian. My badge is the hand of justice. So there we are. I think I've still got it. I'll show you the badge on the Glengarry. There you are. There's the hand of justice. The hand of justice. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? That beautiful. So there we are. Dinky-Doo. Evening, Scotman. So there we have it. Dinky-Doo. I'll maybe open the lines, guys, in a wee while, and we'll get everybody joining us for a bit of chit-chat. That would be fantastic. What time are you on to tonight, Scotty? Well, Jenny, we'll see how it goes. I'll stay on till people get fed up, so at least another 30 seconds. Lovely. That's the stuff. Have you seen Bond? Scaramanga, I haven't seen Bond tonight. I missed the Bond movie. Was it the latest one? So I need to know, guys. Tell me. Right. Everybody needs to start tapping the phones. Are we ready? Mobile phones at the ready? There's mine. See? Oh, yes, I'm not just an athlete, you know. Right, here we are. Tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. Tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. Get tapping and let everybody knows. Okay, mate. Did you know Scotland is the world's oldest and only private army in Europe? Ian Charles Scott. I've had them attend a function. Yes, when I was helping to run a theatre in Perthshire. And they came, the Atholl Highlanders, the same night, and the Duke came as well at the time. The Duke of Atholl at the time. He was, about 6'4", I think, and his nickname was Wee Ian. I love the way Scotland just socially regulates. We don't buy into the class system. You know, and when you meet the Duke, you go, oh, hello, how are you? There we are. I know it has. Absolutely. Scotty, I can't get through. Kareem, that's because I haven't opened the lines. Let me open the lines. Ladies and gentlemen, and all those still deciding and changing and moving about, every single gender possible. Get phoning. The lines are officially open. So there we have it. Give us a call, 0141 628 9795. Oh, Scotty, I've found it. Yes, I'm in Newmarket, Scotty boy. We need an evening with our Scotty McClue in person. Emery, that's what we need to do, isn't it? Right, let's say, oh, hang on a minute. Here's somebody ringing. Right, here we go. Hello, you're live on Scotty's phone in.
Scotty, thank you, Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, well done, sir. Fantastic. I always like when you say, I can't get through. I think, well, that's because I only opened the phone.
Yes, but I'm through now. We got managed to get through, Scotty.
You certainly are, and it's lovely to hear you.
Did you have a nice new year afterwards?
We had a super new year, Kareem. It was just amazing. Yep. Kareem, see while you're on,
yes.
Just talk away to me, because I'm going to also see, and this might work and it might not, I'm going to see if I can get better volume for your good self. but it might work, it might not. So if you hear me talking to you, just have a chat back. If we can't hear you, then we know it doesn't work. So I'm just going to try it. Now, can you hear us now? Hello? Can you hear us, Kareem?
I can hear you still.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. I'm not sure if that's any better.
It sounds a bit clearer, but yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Right, we'll go for it just now. Absolutely. Lovely to hear you. What's happening?
Nothing much, Scotty. I think one of my work colleagues came to visit today for a cup of tea, and it was very nice to get a catch up in that sense. And then when she left, I had to go to sleep because I was absolutely knackered with this long COVID. So,
yes, the long COVID. And how are the joints, Kareem?
My elbows were very, very sore today, but I've got kind of like, no pun intended, strap-ons.
Right.
So it's quite firm, so it helps. But you can't wear them all the time, so that did help a bit today. So yeah, it's all good, Scotty. All good.
All good stuff. Good for you, Kareem. And apart from that, you enjoyed the Hogmanay Bash?
It was fantastic, Scotty. I couldn't do anything this year, and normally when I think previous years I've joined you at parts of it, but it was just so, I really enjoyed. There was so much of your normal your callers from years ago coming on and wishing you a happy new year. It was really nice to see a lot of people from your past coming on and wishing you all the best for this 2023. It was really nice to see that.
And I think also, Kareem, having something of a catch up with people. People are just discovering, you see, because I worked at different radio stations all over the United Kingdom, people think when you leave a radio station that you've gone.
Yeah.
Because you're not on their local station. But I think the internet will have changed that.
Yes. Well, you see that, Scotty, the amount of people in the comments and TikTok or YouTube, oh, it's Scotty McClue, how are you? I used to listen to you in this station and they didn't know you were here, and then they found you and then they follow you. So it's just getting it out there.
It's good stuff. And what I've done, I won't say too much, Kareem, in case the platforms don't like it, but I've set up a fundraiser and a new one. And I think that if we can even get something going there, we can make a huge difference this year to the show.
Yes, even further, absolutely. Every little helps.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, sometimes when people see the total, think, oh, I haven't got that. You think, no, but you have a quid.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
You know,
if
everybody put in a quid, we'd just be laughing, you know.
And I would say if anybody is going to put a quid in, I'd probably do it through YouTube. That would be the best way for you, Scotty.
Right.
Or the other method, the other way you've got it, but if it's through the social media, I would say the best one for people to help you out with the show would be through YouTube.
Excellent, Kareem. Appreciate it. So there we have it. But it's there. It's just an extra wee gate. The last one was, I think, maybe 10 years old. And it was a gentleman got in touch and he said, I'm trying to donate and I can't. Are you aware of that? It's sending me an error message. So I got onto the company and they said, oh, yes, it's an older system now and it doesn't any longer receive. So, you know, they gave me an option. Do you want us to transfer it over? And at first I said yes. And I thought, you know what? We'll dump the old one and just set up a new one.
Yeah, I think, and hopefully, Scotty, you'll reach your target. And the show has been moving forward, but just to get out there even further.
Yeah, we need to get it out there. A lot of that will go on advertising because, you know, the advertising is not that expensive compared with other forms of advertising, shall we say. So, you know, I think that's worth a look. And also some, you know, I'd better keep quiet in case the equipment hears me. But, you know, some other equipment. And also, I noticed my only criticism, self-criticism of Hogmanay was I was a bit close to the camera. And when I bent down to read the messages, I was disappearing. You
right,
see,
okay.
so that's that. We're just going out of shot, but that's detailed. Do you know what I mean? And I know for a fact that people nowadays, it doesn't have to be so slick and polished that like because people are getting fed up of that, of radio shows where there isn't really a presenter there, and the music just goes one to the other. Or there's a presenter there, but they've been told not to speak very much.
I think, Scott, we spoke before in the past about radio, and I think the thing with radio is it was there yesterday, it's here today, and it's definitely going to be in the future. But how they move radio into the future is exactly what you're saying. It can't be seen as a robot where they're just playing the same stuff. They're not allowed to talk much. Because that just becomes like a jukebox. You want to have character. You want to be able to have, I think, like local communities with local stations really taking the grip and people supporting.
Well, I think national stations, some of the slick ones, are working very well. They're getting quite big audiences. They could be getting a lot more. But the local radio stations that used to have one personality following another, handover chat, all that, they did an amazing business. I mean, they were all, not in the very early days, but latterly, they were all self-financing. And then they all got bought up by virtually two big groups.
I think, Scotty, personally, I don't listen. I flick through the channels, so I'm really bad for that when I'm in the radio. But I won't stick with the big radio stations, and I won't name them, because I've got other stations on there that are a lot more local and smaller, and I would rather give them my business rather than these big companies that are just buying everything up and making it all the same. You can, and you'll know this yourself, Scotty, you could be going down to the Borders or down to Carlisle or whatever, and it's that same big station, except it's, say, Radio FM Carlisle. I'm just making that up, but it's the same theme music, it's the same everything, because they bought that station up. You think there's no individualism.
There's not the same personal choice, but that's life, Kareem. I think there's a huge movement afoot worldwide to get rid of people's personal choice. You know, here's what you do. You get up in the morning, you do the same things, you buy this, you buy that, you buy the next thing. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do the next thing. You know?
I think, well, Scotty, for example, when you go to work tomorrow in the car and you put on the radio, when it gets to 8:10, you can flip through every radio station and it's all the same thing that's on. They're all having a quiz and people having to jump through hoops to try and win 100.
Well, you see, that's another thing that radio stations tend to do. If something's successful, the others copy it. Now, that doesn't necessarily, that then takes away the choice. You know, you say, no, they might be doing a quiz. When you go on there, somebody's reading a funny story. Somebody's singing a song, whatever. But it's just that choice. And you get known for it. And the reason people tune into Scottie McClue is because they know there's going to be some quality chat. They know there's going to be some nonsense. They know they're going to get informed and educated and entertained.
Scotty, make it you're on the radio just now, okay? And you spoke to the producers and you want to do something different, because all these other radio stations are making people having to virtually jump through hoops to try and win something. And the majority of the time they don't. But could you imagine that, right, tonight, at the end of the show, we're giving away guaranteed this. And they know you would be, you know, as much as people listen to you, you'd be, wow, get Scottie McClue on, because it's guaranteed you're going to get something.
Kareem, I had the biggest audience, and I was going to say outside London, but in actual fact, we were beating the main London station at nights for audience. Now, I never, ever, ever gave away a bean, a prize, a booby prize, nothing.
Right, okay.
You know, nothing. So there was nothing. We never gave away any money, and yet the audience were absolutely through the roof. And when somebody goes, oh, do you know that there's a channel on YouTube and they've got 500,000 subscribers? I had 500,000 people. I had 1 million people very often every night.
Yeah.
Do you see? So it's really quite interesting that somebody's talking about these kind of figures and go, woo, you know, and you think we got that on local radio. Very, very strange.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A piece of
different times have moved on. I've done that as well, which I think someone at your stage of your career is outstanding, and to take on technology and to use it and to still what you've done when you started radio, as you've always said, to talk to the people, let the people talk, and you're still doing that through this new technology as you did 30 years ago when you were in Scott FM.
Let the people talk. I don't think these things change. And I think it's the same thing. You know, you're getting a bus. The bus might cost you a little bit more now, and it might be a bit more comfortable, a bit less rough and ready than the old diesel engine buses. But nevertheless, the buses are the buses. You get a bus into town, you get a bus into town.
Yeah.
You know? And I was thinking, I'll tell you another thing I was thinking, Kareem. I'm going to do a couple of small videos about yesteryear. Because I was thinking today, I was needing a wee haircut, you know, I'll show you. I looked and I thought that needs a wee trim, a wee smarten up as a mark of respect to the viewers. And I thought to myself, a haircut, my dad used to take me on a Saturday morning, and his hair cost 2 shillings, 10p. But he took me on a Saturday morning because children were half price. So mine was 1 shilling.
Right, okay.
Now, my father spent 3 shillings on a Saturday morning, which was a reasonable amount of money in those days. Yeah. But it was great. And he also gave me a 6pence to spend on sweets, 2.5p. Right. But it was incredible. And I was thinking about the barber. I remember seeing them. They were always immaculate, these barbers. Their own hair and their own shave and everything was stunning, you know. And they gone clickety, clickety, click. Open on a Saturday morning. So there were 6 days a week, probably shut in. They probably shut early afternoon on a Saturday, because I suppose a Saturday, people were wanting to get their hair cut. Yes. And when you went in at, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock to the barbers, they were just stacked out the door, you know, stowed out the door and step it through, as Scotty says. You know, and it was amazing. But they retired and all that, making 2 shillings and what have you. Now, I don't know, maybe if they did 50 haircuts a day, 50 times 2 shilling is 100 shillings. They maybe made a £5 a day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so they were getting by on maybe £25 a week.
Right. Goodness.
My first job was a tenner a week. Right. Well, my first job in the boats as cabin boy was 2 half-crowns, 5 shillings, 25p for a Saturday. And I was absolutely over the moon with that, because that was big money. Yeah. You know, incredible.
Times have changed in terms of what people are earning now and how things keep going up and up and up.
Yeah, but they're not any happier. I was watching, I think it was Martin Clunes, the wonderful Martin Clunes, talking to Alan Titchmarsh, excellent broadcasters and an excellent actor, Martin Clunes. And he was saying that somebody had said they didn't know anybody that had been improved by fame.
Okay.
And it's interesting that, you know, because if you never stop wanting more money, you'll never, ever have enough. Mm-hmm. So you'll never, ever actually be happy.
For me, Scotty, I think I've said this before, but in terms of money, I'm not wanting to be rich. If I've got enough that I'm comfortable.
Kareem, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there. You are rich right now. You know, you are and a bit right now. So there we are. Riches are nothing to do with money. I've got up here just beside me. I can't take you out and show you just now. My grandmother's saying, a good name is better than great riches.
Yes, well, true. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
yes.
Incredible.
But as long as I'm comfortable, I'm happy with that. And, you know, I tend not to be a greedy person, or, you know, I don't think that's a wise thing. Or it's a sad life if you are a greedy person, and that's all you have to live for, you know.
Absolutely. Kareem, lovely to talk to you as ever, I say to you. And get strong and well, please. The usual wish.
Thank you, Scotty. Listen, DINKY-DOO. Have a good week at work and speak whenever you're back on.
Bless you. Thanks, Kareem. DINKY-DOO. There we are. That's our Kareem, an amazing man and fantastic. Now, a lot of chat from you guys. Who have we got here? Fantastic. That's right, wonderful Scotty. That's it. We Ian. So there you are. Scotty's Black Cab. Evening, Scotty, says the wonderful Murray O'Donnell. I thought you'd gone, not long found you. Oh, hang on, guys. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Oh, sounded like a Labrador dog has touched the phones with his paws and is trying to tell us something. How fantastic. We love it. Well done to the Black Lab for managing to what the phone. Hi, Scotty from Saul Coates. Yes, indeed. Fantastic. Now, there we go. He's panting now, Scotty. Yes, indeed. That's Jerry's dog. Ha-ha. Evening, Scotsman. Wonderful stuff here, guys. So there we are. DINKY-DOO. Oh, back to the telephones. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Woo! Woo! There we are. Another wee dog. I would have said maybe more of a Jack Russell or a Border Terrier on there. Scotty, do you think the Hogmanay shows that Scotty Tellies went downhill? Eddie, of course they've went downhill. Who's your favourite comedian? I think it's got to be Billy Connolly. But I do love Kevin Bridges as well, you know. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Why is these dogs phoning you up, Scotty? It's David.
David, how are you, Lala?
I'm all right, but these dogs are phoning you up.
Two dogs with a black Labrador and then with a terrier.
Oh, that's cute. I mean, we've got something like Frankenstein as well or something. Dog.
The first one. Yes, the first one, the black dog. There we are.
I mean, they're really after heat, aren't they?
I'll tell you, David, we loved your call at Hogmanay.
Oh, that's good, son. Thank you. Right, you were talking about money and everything years ago, which is, I wish I could go back in time with the way you were, way back in the war days, whatever. The floppy bits, just to see what the like. Again, but Kareem did say something great. Money is important, but as long as we're not greedy.
Oh, aye.
I mean?
The grids, you see, I'll tell you what, I was trying to think last week there, Davey, the 7 deadly sins. And I think it's envy, jealousy, malice, pride, gluttony, avarice, is it avarice? And sloth.
Right, yeah, you go. I've heard it all before. Again,
you know,
yeah.
And I was taking a look and I was thinking, I wonder how many of our so-called leaders are guilty of the lot.
Okay, they always were. Do you know what? I've said this a lot in life. They're very corrupted anyway. You know, but like, since all these leaders have got, okay, how many houses? Quite a few. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, we get one, and we love our wee houses. We get one house, so do, and it's bricks and mortar, and it's okay. We're just nice and comfortable, and we're not greedy. Do you know what I mean?
That's right, Davey, and I think there's a lot to be said for that, you know. Yeah. But it's also the richest thing. For instance, I was explaining to Kareem, he's rich already. You are rich already.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bit of money like yourself, Scotty, right? You think about this. So when you were out, and okay, how do I say this? Years ago, when you seen maybe in your time of life, the floppy bits, right? Was that really cheap, good managed to get things, you know.
Well, put it this way, there was a really joyful experience on a Saturday morning, and you went down to the wee paper shop down the road. In my case, it was McCLUE's, and you went into McCLUE's, and you asked for the penny tray, and the wee lady brought out a plastic tray with penny sweeties on it. Aye. And you stood looking at it for about 5 minutes. And then you said silly things like, how much is them? And they went, everything's a penny, son. That's why it's called the penny tray.
It's always a trade, you're correct. I used to go to the wee local shop in Springburn. That was a wee back, well, goodness, 1979.
Well, I can go back to going into these places in 1962.
Wow, 1962?
Yes. Wait till I tell you this, Davey, right? The lady that taught me in primary 1, she'd taken over her job in 1944 during the war. She replaced a lady who'd been there for 40 years before her. And this old lady came in to visit us and says, boys and girls, can you say hello to this lady? And she started teaching in 1904.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
And we met her, Davy, and she started her teaching career in 1904.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's nearly 120 years ago.
Oh, Scotty, see your mum and dad years ago.
Yes.
Was your mum and dad in the war?
My dad was in the war, yes. My mum was a wee bit younger. She was in a reserved occupation. But my dad was in every theatre of war you can imagine. He started off, they were sent to Europe for Market Garden, the bridge at Nijmegen. He was dropped into Norway as a paratrooper to free up the airport at Sola. And there's a picture on the TikTok of that. You'll see it. If you scroll down your TikTok, Davey, it's all there. And then, wait, he was at Hiroshima after the bomb had gone off. Yes. He was in India doing guard duty just as they were handing India over to the Indians.
Oh, wow, your dad was a great...
Oh, and he was a lovely man. And our lovely, lovely South African that comes on here said to me, don't ever give it a thought, Scotty. Your father was a very brave man.
Oh, of course.
And he's a paratrooper. The guy that comes on is a paratrooper.
There you go. So, Scotty, when your dad came out all these wars, right, did he have a lot of trauma after that?
No, he was all right. The only thing is I once sneaked up on him when he was watching telly and jumped on him. And I think he got such a fright because he could have reacted in a different way. Do you know what I mean? I mean, somebody jumping out on a trained paratrooper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and he said to me, he said, please don't ever do that.
There you go. That's crazy. And it's going very, very scary.
But of course, I never thought, do you know what I mean? And both grandfathers, one was in the Somme. He was with the Argylls in the First World War, and the other one was at Gallipoli in 1915.
Wow, 1915.
Aye.
Tell me this, because you're an educated man. See, when all these
So are you.
went to war, as it true when troops went to war, they had to take amphetamines to fight in the battle?
Well, sometimes I think, but you see, they would be injecting with heaven knows what at the time.
Right. Aye, there you go.
So they wouldn't actually know everything that was going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you're on your toes constantly in a war, surely to God, you would have to take something to fight in that battle. Have
you ever seen, my uncle was lost, he died in the Navy, he went down with a destroyer, the Battle of the Atlantic, right? He was only 21. Lovely guy. You'll see that on the TikTok as well, Davey. Scroll down and look for black and white photos, right?
I will do.
Now, I'll tell you, if you ever watch a movie, and it's very often on, it's a cracking movie. It's called The Cruel Sea. And Jack Hawkins is in it. And Donald Sinden is his number one. His second in command. Jack Hawkins is the commander, and he's in charge of a corvette called the Compass Rose. And he goes to the doctor because they're hunting submarines, and he's determined to get this because he had to drive through survivors because there was supposed to be a submarine under them. And a guy running one of the guns shouts up to the bridge, "Bloody murderer!" Oh my! So he must have felt terrible, poor man. But he had to make that decision. Anyway, long story short, he goes to the medical officer and he goes, "Can you give me something to keep me awake to get me through the next 12 hours?" And he did. Then they got the submarine, the German submarine, and you saw him spitting out the pills. Poo, poo. He was about to take them. And then when they looked round, he was sound asleep. Well, you think, David, well, they were to keep him awake. Now, you think of this. You're responsible for the whole ship. And you're getting tossed about like a cork in the Atlantic. You're getting fresh air all the time. You'll be soaking wet most of the day. You're plotting the course. You're giving out the commands. Blah blah blah. You're doing the lot, and you are in charge. You're bound to be shattered.
Oh, you'd be shattered. Beyond belief, you'd be shattered.
You know when you get too much fresh air. Even the ferry to Dunoon, you sleep that night.
Oh yeah, I mean, Scottish, you know, if you don't get sleep, you're going to go mental.
Yes, you see, so that's it.
You're going to go mad.
Now, as for an infantry regiment, you imagine all that bang, 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 bang that on the whole day.
There you go. I mean, right, I've seen that great movie, Pearl Harbor. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
The Japs were cheese. They didn't know what was coming to them. The poor army and the ships.
The Americans.
The Japs were just, they were nasty. They didn't even warn them. Of course, they didn't warn them. Do you know what I mean? But when you see that movie, the bombs coming down the ships, that was unbelievable.
Yeah. Pearl Harbor. Well, you see all that stuff. Now, I know what it's like. I stayed in Manchester, and one firework night, I just about had PTSD. I know the Doug knocked a table over trying to get behind it.
That's a shame.
We saw.
There was fireworks in my street last night, and I was disgusted because it's January, and the poor wee dogs in my street, right, there's a lot of them, like you know, a lot of animals. Why are they doing that in January? What's going on? I know, it's just crazy. I think they've bought extra fireworks for New Year. There was maybe a sale in the shops or something. Oh, no, but these people are just, and I kept shouting, no, actually, I was shouting, this has got to stop. Do you know what I mean?
Good for you, Davey. Oh. They love it. Somebody shouting out the window. Listen, lovely talking to you.
You too, my friend.
Stay fabulous. DINKY-DOO. I salute you, sir. That's your Davey. What a great chap. Now then, folks, lots and lots of feedback here. So there we are. Do the roses and other gifts on TikTok of any monetary value, Scotty? They do, Murray. They all eventually add up. But I've started a new fundraiser. Mine was 4 nice shillings. Oh, I need to get... Hang on, guys. Somebody's ringing. You're live in Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Oh. Hello. Who's that? You don't know who you are, right? Okay. If you don't know who you are, guys, I can't trust your call. So come on and explain. Say, hello, Scotty, it's John here, or whatever. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Nobody. Right. Okay. There we are. Right. I think we'll shut the lines just now. That's it, guys. What a fantastic evening, though. Amazing. I'll maybe take one more call. There we are. If anybody's wanted to ring, just so I can see who it is, that would be good. So we'll maybe take one more call before we shut the lines. Right. Here we got here. Lots and lots of chat. Thanks for sharing, guys. My dad loved you when he was alive. We saw an old camcorder of him dressed as you. Says Gaynor. Gaynor, how lovely of you. Thank you. Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello? We don't know who it is. Right. There we are. Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Oh, Scotty, how are you?
Who's that?
It's me.
Who's me?
Me.
Who have you got a first name? Me?
Max.
Max, right, Max. What can I do for you?
Scotty, I've been going through some tough times. You got any inspirational quotes?
Inspirational quotes. Remember, this is the moment, and I am the one. And I can, and I will. These are the ones for you, Max. I tell you. Right, guys, how are we doing for time? I think we must be pushing it a wee bit. Oh, my goodness me. Yes, we are. Fantastic. Who's this? You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Yes, they don't know who they are. These people are half-wits. I don't know what they're doing even phoning for if they've got nothing to say. Brilliant, says Gaynor. Dinky-Doo. Thoughts on England. We love England. Tell you, Scotty, we're moving now at the speed of consciousness. God bless. To Barca, God bless you, I say. You're live with Scottish phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scotty.
Hello, nice to hear you. Hello. There we are. Fantastic. Now, I love you, says Sticky Waffle. Thank you, Sticky Waffle. There we are. Born in 62. The phone lines are open, Bandit. So there we have it. Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Right, just half-wits. Imagine being as stupid as that's all you can do. Amazing, says Olivia. Not at all. Love this. Fantastic. So there we are. Do shoot pheasants. Not any longer. So there we are. Good lady, says George to everybody. Thank you for sharing the live, guys. So lovely to have you with us. This is just amazing. Fantastic. I thank you very, very much indeed. Right, we're going to have to say goodbye in a minute or two. It's been fantastic tonight, though. Lovely, lovely, lovely being with you. I can tell you that for absolutely nothing. So there we go. Just amazing. What about the sound on the calls tonight? Was it better? Would you have said? That's what I'm wondering. Just a second. There we are. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello? Hello? Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hang on. There we are. Hello?
How have you been?
I've been. Who's that? Oh, we lost you. What a shame. Right, there we have it. Right, we're going to have to dash. Dinky-Doo to all our beautiful, beautiful TikTokers. And thank you for joining us tonight. Just fantastic. There we are. That's them. They've had to go. We lose our TikTokers, but they are wonderful, wonderful. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it? You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Scott, it's me, Max, again.
Max, how are you?
Not too bad yourself, Scotty.
Excellent. Nice to hear you.
Nice to hear you too. I'm still wondering about that inspirational quote.
Inspiration.
man.
Yes, I was just going to say to you, Max, you know, this is the moment, and I am the one is one of them.
Scotty, you're amazing.
You know, that's the one. And the other one I want you to have is I can and I will.
Yes, Scotty.
These are for you, Max, and I say to you, good luck and dinky-doo.
Good luck in Dinky-Doo.
Good luck and dinky-doo, Max. There we are. What a fine fellow. Right, that's that, guys. We're going to have to dash. We're going to have to dash. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, let's get a bit more chat for the YouTubers here till we get to read all the wonderful stuff. What have we got here? Can you post the donation link on here? Yes, I probably can, Murray. I would imagine I can. So there you have it. But you'll see it also on, it's on TikTok. It's on YouTube, Murray. It's one of the YouTube videos. So there you are. See what you think about it. You're the number one, Scotty, on here. Can't wait till next New Year. Hogmanay Bash. Get more followers. Be brilliant. Fantastic show. Jerry, I thank you very much. The wonderful Jerry Thompson. So there we are. Do those other gifts? Yes, we've done that one. Remember the wee bar for you to sit on as a kid. Cassius, the barber put the plank across the seat. I remember that. Amazing stuff. So there we are. First wages in apprentice was £28.50, says Murray. Murray, you were obviously one heck of a good apprentice. There's £28.50 to me. Gold dust. My first weekly wage was a tenner. I just got over 500 quid a year. And you got shouted at and all the rest of it, because the workplace in those days was really an extension of school. What a great show it's been tonight. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. And thank you very much. So, Murray, have a wee squint on the YouTube channel for the latest upload, and you will see it there. I know you're on the YouTube channel right now. Beautiful YouTubers, thank you for joining us tonight. I will say to you good night, God bless, Dinky-Doo, and ta-ta, lads. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta, ta-ta.